Let's talk about this. Xandu Collar Bros, right? This was Ike. If you guys remember what happened during the last drama, Barry, Xander or Ike's ex-girlfriend, posted an entire thing shitting on who was formerly Reimu from Nijisanji, right? Right? And it's fucked up. It's genuinely fucked up. Because initially, a lot of people were pitying Ike. They were like, oh, the worst victim among all of this is Ike because Ike probably doesn't even know any of this, right? And shit like that. But then, after Barry made a Google Doci, right? Responding to Mari, about the fucking Reimu. And then in there, they revealed to us that, boom, Ike actually gave Barry permission. Actual permission to post their shit. It is so crazy. This is another Niji Sisters 9/11. At this point, I don't know what the fuck they are going to be defending at this point. The facade of unity and peace and blah 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 in Nijisanji is dead. There is none of it anymore. Family. True. Remember the whole, oh my god, this is so okay. So remember the whole fucking I love my the manager mandated I love my Nijisanji family fucking toxic positivity hugbucks bullshittery shenanigans that happened back in 2023 regarding Nijisanji. Remember that? Wasn't that super funny? Yeah. Because it turns out, even as early as probably 2023, bullying fucking happened in that company. They were, in fact, not a family. Through the last cup of coffee. Let's fucking go! Anyway, he says, I've been away for a while. With time and distance, I've been able to process what I experienced and better understand why it affected me that deeply. That situation was not something I could continue in, and stepping away was necessary to protect my well-being and begin healing. I'm grateful for the support and understanding from the community, and I've been focusing on positive connections and rekindling old friendships. I'll be joining an old friend for some games tomorrow at 8 p.m. EST, and I'm looking forward to a calm and comfortable night together. And then obviously, Kairio commented, right? Fruit is even here. And initially, a lot of people thought that she was talking about, collabing with fucking either Kyo or Hex. You can even look at the response over here. It's like, yeah, everyone is so happy. Everyone is so happy. All of a sudden, boom. Dokibird makes another tweet saying, today's stream might come across as a surprise for a lot of people. Xandu reached out to me a few days ago and we privately reconnected. We had a long, honest talk and he apologized for how things were back then. It meant a lot to me. He didn't know if he could come back to the public or if he could come back online after everything that happened, and that is completely understandable. I wanted to give him a calm and safe space to say hi again and show him that he is loved and feel the support that is still here for him to those who care. This is not a return stream or anything like that, just a gentle moment to spend time together. He will not have his POV on, but he wanted to say a few words and just being here for a little while. So, chat, the reason why this was a big deal for people, especially people that were fans of Ike, was because Ike was part of the black screen stream. If you guys don't remember. If you guys remember properly. Right? Ike was part of the black screen stream alongside Elira and Vox. But the problem with this was that after their reconnection, Ike reveals that he was fed misinformation and was pressured to join the black screen stream. I think it's more so to appeal to people that were former friends of Ike. Of Salen, rather. I think I can actually buy that rat, by the way. I think Nijisanji might have actually purposefully chose Vox and Ike because Vox was close with Salen, and then Ike was his friend even before they were in Nijisanji, right? And we have this clip to go over it. Let's watch this for a bit, okay?
Whoa! Mistake, but it's Xandu's fault, not mine, obviously.
I have been here for not even 3 seconds, and you're already
Okay.
No, we were like, I told you to be faster with the thing you were working on.
I have been. You did it.
But no, it was your
idea.
you
didn't
no,
hear
no,
it.
no,
Okay,
it
they're
was your
bantering.
thing.
They're bantering now. Good.
I waited for him.
D-O-K-I.
So this is like the only time we're gonna
Bro is still struggling to say his new name.
do this, and then after that, we're not gonna talk about it anymore. So we're gonna make one statement, and then that's it. Obviously, a lot of people are very surprised that we're here together. A year ago, Xandu sent me a really thoughtful message to apologize, but at that point, I was like really afraid to respond because I wasn't ready at that.
A year ago. Chat, a year ago, Xandu reached out to her to apologize. That's crazy, chat. Salangate happened a year ago. So literally just months after that happened, Xandu came to apologize. Probably after he graduated from Nijisanji, I would guess.
Time, but it was only a few days ago that I was finally ready, and I tried to reach back to him and want to know if he was okay and everything. And it was from there that we sort of got in a call together, and we had a long talk together.
Okay.
And I also want you guys to all know that Xandu did privately apologize to me.
That's
and
good.
I've accepted his apology.
Okay.
Because we're all human and we're allowed to make mistakes, and since that's what being an adult is, and we all make mistakes and we learn from it, and we're not perfect, we're human. And I was able to forgive him and move on, and I'm happy to have my friend back too. He also wanted to give a few words to everyone. It'll be the last thing we say about all of this.
What are the words?
We just want to have fun. And
Red
fuck
man,
around and
glasses
fun
man.
and,
As a lot of people know, there's been a lot of happenings both online and personally for me, and I've been taking some time away because I felt that that was necessary for me to recover, reflect, and protect my well-being, all that jazz. And that distance also helped me process everything that sort of happened and gain some clarity about it all. And I'm not gonna lie, it was very painful and overwhelming at times, but I think stepping back was honestly the healthiest thing that I've been able to
Swedish
do.
man.
And I feel a lot better now.
That's
I've
good.
been able to connect with a bunch of people. I've been talking a lot with my dad lately, so that's a lot of fun. I also should bring up that I'm not coming back to streaming or anything. I'm still taking things rather slowly and focusing on myself. I don't really know what I'll do in the future, but I hope that we can just play games and have fun today and appreciate it for what it is. In that whole time, I also realized that me and Doki were probably sharing a lot of similar experiences that I wish I was capable of seeing at the time. I was misinformed and felt pressured into decisions that I would later go on to truly regret.
Really? Pressured, huh?
Capable of seeing at the time. I was misinformed and felt
Yep,
pressured into decisions
that's what I said.
I would later go on to truly regret. And later that I would find out things that I believed weren't entirely accurate, and I wished I understood things better before reacting the way I did. And that understanding is what led me to reach out in the end. And I'm grateful that Doki was so gracious and would even give me the time of day and allow us to reconnect and everything. So
that's a massive red flag
I said this
against
privately
Niji.
already, but I'm so sorry, man.
That's more than just a massive red flag against Niji. Dude. In my chat, here's how badly I'm going to think what happened, right? I don't even blame Nijisanji management for this. The fact that my bro Ike was misinformed, honestly, from what we can see from other talents in Niji, I don't think it was Nijisanji managers that were I think the Nijisanji managers were also misinformed. You guys have to remember, in the Nijisanji EN circle, talents could just do whatever they wanted, right? They had more freedom and more stuff and leeway and all this sort of shit to do. I genuinely think it was the talents that misinformed Ike.
All of that distance that it created, and we had to go through a bunch of stuff apart instead of being able to be there for each other and support each other, because I do care. I care back then, I still care now, and I always will. And I'm just happy that you gave me the time of day and were willing to hear me out, talk to me, and make amends, and we can play games and be silly and talk about Kurt's stuff again. Because I will tell you, even during our big sappy reunion call and everything, she still springs some of the most out of left field things. everybody keep kindness in your heart.
So
be kind to
basically,
one
the more
another.
things change, the more they stay the same. Yeah. Remember when you were a Luxium fan? Fuck! My dark era. my fucking the era of my life where I consumed everything cringe gleefully. I was a Luxium. Dude, you know what the worst thing about this, what would happen from all of this is? If this was actually the situation for Myth, that would be my 9/11. That would absolutely be my 9/11. If like Myth actually hated each other or something. Holy crap. And then obviously, oh, not this. Sorry, not this. What the fuck? Hi, Falls. I was watching Falls' video. Where's the one where I accidentally says his name? It's cute when Ike has been off the grid for so long. A lot of the current internet and VTubing trends hasn't registered in his head. I think that's cool. I think that's something worth thinking about. You know what I mean? But then we get to the drama. Lemao using Menhera girlfriend drama to farm attention and drop hints of bullying for return, linked to harassment for ex-colleagues who can't fight back, using Doki to be on the good side of the internet, ignoring the fact that Dragoons have been harassing your fans for 2 years straight. Sure, let's give Drama Tuber more ammo in the meanwhile. You guys have a great Oshi. What a responsible 30-year-old man. That is surely a lot of strategic move and setup to do for someone recovering from mental illness. Dude, there is a lot. Okay, I'm gonna pull out the screenshots, right? I can't show them all to you, but I bookmarked some tweets just so I can de-bookmark them after the stream, right? But look at this shit, chat. Look at this shit. These are one of the only few tweets that I saw, right? Yeah. Yeah. Look, was it necessary to have Millie catch a stray in the middle of all of this? He could have just come back onto the internet, collab with Doki again without orchestrating a smear campaign a week before. Seriously, I am so dumbfounded. Ew, go to hell. I feel so validated seeing that many fellow fans also feel disgusted with how all these puzzle pieces fell into place. It's like getting played in the 5D chess of content creation. IDC if he's friends with Dokibird, IDC if he had a falling out with old friends. What I'm disappointed is that someone who was a beacon of comfort would dish out his personal beef in such a sleazy, underhanded, unkind way. Dude. Haha, fuck him, just wow, you are an absolute shit, good riddance. Dude, there's a lot. The NDF is so NDF. Wow, I am old. The NDF is in full swing. They absolutely hate Ike now. They absolutely hate Ike now. Yeah, it's so fucked. They are mouthing. They are mouthing the fuck out, and these are only one of the few criticisms that I saw, by the way. Not even criticism. Well, I mean, I don't know if this is necessarily criticism, but yeah. Holy shit, what should we do with Ike's merch, sisters? True. Those fans, right? Those are the exact kind of audience that Kuro disassociated with some time ago. It is so fucked up. It is actually so fucked up. Kuro doesn't like you guys. Fucking Vox only pretends to like you guys. It's insane. But then, this drama actually got into the JP side of things. Look, 10 million goddamn views, by the way. 30k likes, all this sort of thing. Sorry, what is this? They've now only discovered Selengate, and they don't like it. They absolutely don't like it because in this, what we see here, right? This specific context here, Ike here is crying, saying about how apparently Ike here is crying about how grateful he is to be here, about how this is like one of the best days of his life or some bullshit like that. And a lot of people are saying, oh my god, he's a fake ass bitch. Ike is a fake ass bitch, right? Was that all a lie? And some bullshit like that? Yeah, no, exactly. Two-faced lying bitch. He's such a great actor. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Crocodile tears. Uh, yeah, yeah. And then a lot of people on Japan in the internet are complaining about why this is the case in the EN side of things. Why doesn't anyone just quit normally? In JP, they don't explicitly hint at past lives, but in EN, they go all out. Not just past lives, but exposing the company, talking about how they were back then, and focusing on the negative side stories rather than the fun ones. Seriously, there are many otaku killers. It's exhausting. So, what this guy is saying is that they should have gate kept VTubing? Is that the lesson you're trying to... I mean, I agree with you, right? I agree with you. I think to a certain extent, VTubing should have been gate kept. But then the sisters would have been the ones that would be filtered, right? You have this over here saying, it's not wrong, but I feel an important part is missing. Last month, Ike's ex-girlfriend came forward with an expose bringing to light suspicion that Ike might have been subjected to bullying while affiliated with Niji. The document included screenshots provided by Ike himself. Among them were numerous references to unrelated rivals' private romantic affairs and expressions that could spark speculation. So basically, they did not like the fact that Ike approved Barry's message, right? They're aware now. They're aware. And then this guy over here, 4 million views. The 5-step plan to succeed in VTubing and VTubing. Join a major agency to gain recognition and secure unconditional fans. Graduates by hinting at distrust towards management or fellow streamers. Leak information or fabricate scandals to portray themselves as victims. Once the anti-fan frenzy peaks, undergo a rebirth. Gather with fellow graduates who employ the same tactics, forge a genuine friendship, laughs, and complete the cycle. They're aware. Okay, so actually, this is valid. Right? And this is my response to like the JP side of things. The JP side. This is my opinion of the JP side of things, speaking out their opinions, and then these retards over in the EN community, the Niji EN sisters, actually agreeing with it, right? I'm gonna explain to you guys now. The reason the JP agency culture has this sort of shell shock compared to the EN culture is because of culture differences. JP people are okay with the type of culture VTuber agencies have because in Japan, that's the norm, right? That's the standard in Japan. Translating that over to the US and English communities does not necessarily go over very well. The EN culture, we are a lot more lax and individualistic. This is why when you make an entirely new branch, you need to adjust to the EN culture. Sisters would unironically believe that their Oshis are just bad people, literally failing to realize that maybe, just maybe, the culture within Nijisanji was bad because it didn't translate well to the culture over to the EN side of things. Right? And people somehow agree with that. I can understand why JP people are upset at this because that's not the norm. Right? That's not the norm in JP. Right? And then EN sisters are saying, yeah, no, we should go back, or we should like stick to how the JP and like the East runs things. Okay. Yeah, let's give talents only 2% of their merch. Let's make lollies okay again, okay? I know a lot of sisters don't like lollies, but because that's inherent in the JP culture, let's make that a thing, right? Yeah, let's not make the talk of politics among many other things, including like the discussion around PLs and shit like that, illegal again. Okay, isn't that a thing you like to do? People are so selective over the things that the JP people like versus what they don't like, right? We have proof. We have legit proof that Ike has bullies inside Niji EN. Thank you, Barry, for those screenshots. I actually forgot emphasis on those rats, but no. Sisters would rather support their multi-million-dollar company rather than open up to the idea that their favorite agency isn't as good as they think it is. And the people they support, as well as the culture they cultivated, may not be the best people to have around or even as a friend. Right? It's weird. It is so weird. Japan has its own problems with workers' rights and overworking their employers. They are the very same EN defense that was proud that Niji was not like Hollow or FaZe. Oh, true, guys, you are so right. But here's the difference, right? The difference between us and sisters is that we actually unironically know Hololive or FaZe Connect or the VTuber agencies we support isn't perfect and it deserves criticism. When it fucks up, right? I dished out multiple criticisms toward Hololive in the past and has voiced my concerns. Even before I made a video shitting on Nijisanji, I made a video shitting on VShojo and Hololive. And all it took for sisters to disavow me, by the way, was my Nijisanji video 2 years ago. Because I wanted the company to actually succeed and treat its talents properly. I haven't seen any of my community members or friends coddle agencies that I support either. They defend them out of goodwill, yet pointing out that the actions of those agencies are indeed weird or sus. Yes, there are Hololive Puritans. Yes, there are FaZe beggars. Yes, there are VShojo retards who wants to censor the voices of the talents or silence yabs to preserve this picture-perfect facade. Yes, there are hug boxes. But sisters? Niji sisters? That community is an entire hug box. People who actually question Niji's integrity get fucking lambasted or get drowned with so many excuses by others to desperately try to convince them to keep being a fan. It's why Niji EN has lost so much numbers and community members. If you're not with us, you're against us kind of deal. That's the problem. That's the problem with the sisters. Right? They are, even before the Salen Gate happened, they have been so radicalized to think that any like criticism or concern or like valid thing or valid proof that Niji EN might not be the best company in the world gets silenced or shut the fuck up or again is given so much excuse. It's so insane. Yeah, they see every criticism as a personal attack. Yes, exactly.